Welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we explore the fascinating science that shapes our world. Today, we're talking about a clash of titans, the relentless march of human progress versus the ancient pathways of the animal kingdom. Think about the last road trip you took. Miles and miles of asphalt connecting our cities and towns. But have you ever stopped to think about what those roads cut through? For countless animals, a highway isn't a convenience. It's an impassable wall, a deadly barrier fragmenting their world. This fragmentation is a huge problem. In the United States alone, there are over 1 million collisions between cars and large animals every single year. That's not just a tragedy for the animals. It costs a staggering $8 billion in damages and injuries. When we build roads, we create islands of habitat. Animal populations get cut off from each other, leading to genetic isolation, which makes them vulnerable to disease. Ancient migration routes, used for thousands of years to find food and mates, are suddenly severed. It pushes wildlife into closer contact with us, increasing conflicts and stress on their populations. But what if we could build bridges, not just for people, but for wildlife? This is where a brilliant field called bio-inspired engineering comes in. The idea is simple. Look to nature for solutions. And when it comes to reconnecting landscapes, engineers are teaming up with ecologists to build something truly remarkable: wildlife crossings. These aren't just any old bridges or tunnels. They are custom-designed superhighways for animals. The two main types are overpasses and underpasses. Overpasses, sometimes called green bridges or ecoducts, are incredible structures. Imagine a wide bridge, arching over a busy highway. But instead of pavement, it's covered in soil, native grass, trees, and even ponds. It's designed to look and feel like a seamless part of the forest, encouraging even the most cautious animals to use it. Research from Banff National Park in Canada, a world leader in this field, shows that species like grizzly bears, wolves, and elk prefer these high, wide open crossings. They even have walls to block out the noise and lights from the traffic below. Then you have the underpasses. These can be anything from huge, open viaducts to smaller, specially designed culverts. Interestingly, while elk and deer like the wide-open overpasses, black bears and cougars in Banff actually prefer long, low, and narrow underpasses that feel more like a den. There are even tiny tunnels designed specifically for amphibians and reptiles, giving the smallest creatures a safe way to cross. But a crossing is useless if animals can't find it. That's why miles of special fencing are installed along highways. This fencing funnels wildlife towards the safe crossings and away from the dangerous road. So, does it all work? The results are nothing short of spectacular. In Banff National Park, their system of 44 wildlife crossings has reduced collisions with large animals by over 80%. A project in Oregon saw a 90% reduction in collisions. And get this, the Trappers Point crossing in Wyoming was so successful that in the 3 years after it was built, collisions with pronghorn antelope dropped to 0. These crossings are more than just a way to prevent accidents. They are lifelines that reconnect ecosystems, allowing gene flow between populations and helping species adapt to a changing climate. And the innovation doesn't stop. Researchers are now designing modular crossings with new, lighter materials that can be moved as migration patterns shift. They're even building living laboratories with built-in sensors to gather real-time data on animal movement. Yes, these projects are a big investment, but when you factor in the billions saved on vehicle damage and medical costs, they more than pay for themselves. They represent a fundamental shift in how we see our place in the world, a commitment to coexist with nature. By embracing the genius of bio-inspired design, we can begin to mend the fractures we've created, building a future that is more connected and sustainable for everyone, on 2 legs or 4.